Hello and welcome to Operation Crypto. Today we're going to run over a project Cardano, have a look at some technical analysis and see when we could potentially invest and what could happen in the coming days and weeks. Right, let's get cracking, and we will, as ever, start on CoinMarketCap, and we'll just run over some of the key stats and what's been going on recently. So, Cardano, which is ADA, is currently ranked number 9 out of all cryptocurrencies that are listed on CoinMarketCap. We have a coin price of around 12 cent, pushing up towards 13 cent now. We are 3% down on today's trading. We have had a slight bit of a wiggle on Bitcoin, and it's brought everything down with it, but you would expect that to happen. So the maximum supply of Cardano is 45 billion, and in circulation we have 25.9 billion of those in people's hands and trading. And we have a market cap of just over $3.3 billion, and we have a volume of $342 million. Just scrolling down, what we're interested in is finding out where we're trading most, and that will help us with a bit of TA on the chart. So as you can see, we are getting quite a substantial amount on Binance. It's a well-known coin, Cardano, and a lot of people are interested in projects, so you would imagine that we are listed on a lot of exchanges. And moving further down, you can see, I mean, just on here we have 162 registered pairs, and to be honest, it's probably a lot more than that. All of them don't get always listed on here, but as you can see, we are trading against mostly Tether. As you can see up here, we have a couple of fiat currencies, but it is predominantly Tether, with a little bit of BTC there, 3% of the entire volume. Scrolling down, what I'm really interested in is all-time high, and that was in January 4th, 2018, and we did it $1.33. We will jump onto the charts just to make sure that is quite correct, because sometimes the all-time high and all-time low data on CoinMarketCap is a little bit out of sync. But 2018 January, that pretty much the end of that crazy bull run what we had from the beginning of around, probably you could say November, December 2017. It pushed our way through. Once everything hit the all-time highs, we've not returned there since. As you can see on this chart, it's been pretty much a downward trend ever since. And I remember back then people were saying we're going to enter a multi-year bear trend, and that's what we've been on. But we will jump over to the charts now and see what's been going on and what could potentially happen in the coming potentially days and weeks. So we will be using Cardano versus the dollar. This is the Binance chart. We will start off on a monthly, and here we'll just be able to get a good idea of some key levels, so support and resistance levels, and ones that we can target in the future. I already pre-marked the all-time highs up here. It is slightly out on CoinMarketCap. We did wake up to, what could you say, about $1.40. So, and what we're at now, 13. Move that away. We're around 13 cent now. So there's a long way to make up, but it is a solid project, and I do think that we will move back up there eventually. But let's start off by marking a couple of key levels which are at support and resistance, and you can see we have one there already. We did act as support there, and you can see support, and then it acted as resistance quite a few times, and we're currently sat, we bounced back up off that monthly support there. So we'll just change that to the monthly level. I just want to get a couple of these on, just so we have a little bit of structure in place. You could say there's one there as well. There we go. So we did act as resistance, and that could eventually be a point where we could aim for in the coming potential coming days and weeks. Just see if we're getting more higher. I mean, we didn't have so much trading back then. You could say there is a level there, but you would have to use that more as a supply and demand area. We did that to support, and then we bounced off that, and then we came back and act as resistance. So that's all I'm going to put on for now. We'll jump into the weekly and see what we can get on here, and just zoom out a little bit. Let's just see if we can identify any more levels in these regions. Zoom in a little bit. There we go. So, I mean, you could say there's one there right at the bottom. We did act as quite a lot of support there. It bounced off there a lot of times. There you go. We acted as support again in this area, and it's bounced up ever since. That was the yearly lows when Bitcoin had about 57% dump. We'll change that to the weekly level. Let's just see if we can see any more around here. You could say there's one there. There we go. One right through here, it acted as support, and then it acted as resistance there, and that will give us more levels further up to identify. There we go. You can see we've got a little bit of market structure in play now, and we'll jump down to the daily, and this is where I'd like to do predominantly most of the TA for Cardano. And like I said, that will be the 13th of March there. Yep, that's when we had that crazy, mega insane dump. And to be honest, Cardano didn't drop a massive amount. It dropped from 7 cent down to, well, to 2 cent, you could call that. But we've been on quite a good rise ever since. And if we just look at that as a percentage, so from them yearly lows all up to the highs that we hit probably last month, look at that for a move. We have jumped up 900% already, so you need to be careful that we have pullbacks. And this, in my opinion, does slightly look like it's rolling over, but we're not quite sure. Let's just have a look at a Hitman indicator. See, we're still in a bullish, and that indicates the market momentum of the trend, so we are currently bullish. And I mean, if we do get a big candle down, then I would presume we would get a bearish indicator pop up, but for now I think we're doing okay. Let's just bang the EMAs on. See, we've had an EMA cross there, and the 8, so the 8's come down through the 30, and that would really signify that we're going to start moving down, but it all of a sudden could switch up. But I mean, if you look at the EMA crosses, we had one here and it shot up, we had one here and it shot up, so I mean, it does look like it's going to come down here, but we need to see what the market's going to do. So first of all, we will start with a bearish scenario, and we will take a bottom body of it up to the top body. And just because we've had a cross, it doesn't mean we're going to drop, but we could be doing quite a bit of sideways action. But if we do start to drop, then the 618 level is always a great area to target on a retracement level. If you could get any Cardano within these levels, then I think that would be an excellent investment opportunity for the future. I'm not quite sure we're going to go down to them levels yet. I do think that we'll make go down to them levels in the coming months, but right now we are still on this bullish uptrend. And if you see what happened here, it started to come down, it's doing the same here, and we could all of a sudden just shoot back up and start moving up into those levels. But just on a long-term investment opportunity, if you want to get some orders in, then I would recommend you put them anywhere from around 7 cent up towards 9-10 cent, even the 38% retracement level. I think that would be a good area to potentially pick up some Cardano for a long run. So that's for a short-term bearish scenario, but we want to really have a look at what's going on in a bullish situation. So we have some monthly resistance up at 19 cents, so I do think that we can try to target these areas. Let's just put the Fibonacci on, we'll flip it around the other way and get some extension levels. So if you put the Fibonacci on, it is saying that there's an extension level up towards 22 cents, but I do think this area is key here. If we can now push back, possibly bounce, we've already bounced off this level 1, 2, 3 times, and the support has held very well. If we do bounce off this again, then I think we're going to start to head north, and this will be the first level. I think 20 cent is quite a psychological area to get in, but if we just look at that as a percentage rise from current prices, I do think we can hit this level in the next potentially week or two. I know it's a 50% move, which is massive, but I do think it's a good area to target. These monthly resistance support levels always get hit, and they are there as levels to target. So yeah, I think that's what we can do. As long as this does not switch down and start rolling over, then target these levels. So in a bearish scenario, yep, try and aim for anywhere between 7 and 10 cent. But in a bullish, if Bitcoin does switch, I think, look, we're still down trading. If we just jump over to Bitcoin, we had a bit of a drop on here, and it's come down, but it seems to have bounced back up, and it is still quite bullish in my opinion, going all the way up. And I do think that Bitcoin can start to target those possibly 13k, 14k areas, but we just need to break out of that 12k area and see what can happen. But yeah, I think that will wrap it up for today's video. That's just a brief insight where I think things can potentially go. It's not looking good on the MA crosses, but if Bitcoin starts to move up, then I do think that we can start to target the 20 cent area, and that would be absolute great position. If you're buying around these levels on this dip, then that would be a great area to target in my opinion. So let's just wait out and see what happens over the coming days and weeks, and see if we can carry on that bullish uptrend. So yeah, that will wrap it up for today's video. Please make sure you do like the video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you next time.